Alcatraz Island, located in the cold waters of San Francisco Bay, was considered one of the most secure prisons in the world. Surrounded by freezing water, strong currents, and towering cliffs, the prison earned the nickname The Rock. Many believed that once a prisoner entered, escape was impossible. Over its history, Alcatraz held some of the most dangerous and notorious criminals, from bank robbers to mobsters, all carefully monitored by highly trained guards. Despite its reputation, there were always rumors of escape attempts. Most failed, often tragically, but one event in June 1962 would become legendary, and its mystery remains unsolved to this day. The escapees were Frank Morris and brothers John and Clarence Anglin. Frank Morris was known for his intelligence and patience. The Anglin brothers, John and Clarence, were resourceful and determined. Together, they carefully planned one of the most daring escapes in history, using creativity, patience, and sheer determination. For months, they studied the routines of guards, the weaknesses of the cell walls, and the patterns of the tides in the surrounding bay. They were meticulous. Every tool they needed, every movement, had to remain unnoticed. To the untrained eye, the prisoners were simply serving their sentences. But behind closed doors, they were constructing a plan that would challenge everything the prison authorities thought they knew about security. The walls of their cells were old and weakened by moisture. Using simple tools, stolen from the workshop or improvised from everyday items, the men slowly chipped away at the ventilation grills behind their sinks. Night after night, they worked in secret, taking care to cover their progress with newspaper and other materials. To prevent guards from noticing their absence during bed checks, they created highly realistic fake heads. These were made from soap, toothpaste, toilet paper, and even real human hair from the prison barber. Placed carefully in their beds, the heads gave the illusion that the prisoners were asleep. This level of detail was astonishing, and it fooled the guards for months. Escaping the cell was only part of the challenge. The real danger lay in the waters surrounding the island. The San Francisco Bay was frigid, with temperatures often near 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and the currents were known to sweep swimmers out into the open ocean. To survive, the men needed more than courage. They needed ingenuity. Secretly, they collected over 50 raincoats, which they stitched together to form a makeshift inflatable raft. They even created life vests, carefully sealing seams and testing buoyancy. Every step of the plan was carefully measured and executed, with precision that rivals modern escape movies. Finally, on the night of June 11, 1962, the plan was put into action. After lights out, the fake heads were placed in the beds. The men climbed through the small ventilation holes they had worked on for months, crawling carefully into the dark passageways beyond their cells. From there, they climbed to the roof and carefully descended toward the edge of the island. With their raft inflated and ready, the three men launched themselves into the freezing waters. They disappeared into the night, leaving behind empty cells, meticulously crafted fake heads, and a prison in chaos. The next morning, the guards discovered the escape. A massive search began immediately, with boats and helicopters scouring the bay. Despite the efforts, no bodies were ever found. Authorities concluded that the men had drowned, swept away by the cold currents. But the evidence was inconclusive, and the mystery remained. Over the years, reports surfaced, suggesting the escapees may have survived. Family members claimed to have received postcards, letters, and even photographs indicating that Frank Morris or the Anglin brothers were still alive. Sightings were reported across the country, adding to the legend. In 2018, a letter allegedly written by one of the escapees surfaced, reigniting debates about their fate. The story of the Alcatraz escape continues to captivate the world. It is a tale of ingenuity, determination, and the human desire for freedom. It challenges the limits of security and proves that even the most secure place is vulnerable to patience, intelligence, and courage. So, what really happened? Did they drown in the cold waters, claimed by the bay? Or did they accomplish the impossible, slipping away into freedom, their whereabouts unknown to this day? Alcatraz is no longer a functioning prison. It is a historic site, a tourist destination, and a symbol of mystery. Visitors can walk its corridors, gaze at the cliffs, and imagine the daring escape that changed history. Yet the greatest mystery remains unsolved. The fate of Frank Morris, John Anglin, and Clarence Anglin continues to fascinate, challenge, and inspire. What do you think happened? Did they survive? Or did the waters of San Francisco Bay claim?